Welcome everybody to the Philosopher's Gaming News. Let's talk about some stuff I saw at Gamescom 2013. I was really interested in playing PlayStation 4 just to get my hands on the PlayStation 4 controller. I heard a lot of things about it and I have to say it is a very great controller. It has a very good weight and the material has, I don't know if this is the right term, but it has grip. It feels very solid and good in your hands. Also, they improved the analog sticks. They are much more responsive now. If you think of the PlayStation 3 controller, the DualShock 3, you see that the sticks are a little bit flabby, but the new ones aren't anymore. They also changed the surface of the sticks, so you can't slip off with your thumbs anymore, which is a huge improvement in my opinion. And I have to say, they really did a good job here. I like the PlayStation 4 controller. The game I played for PlayStation 4 was War Thunder, which is a free-to-play multiplayer air combat game. And it was quite fun playing alone, but I can imagine that if you have some friends you can play it with, it is even more fun. So if you have some friends and you and your friends are into air combat games and like massive air battles, then this is probably a game for you. It looked very well executed and it was fun, but in my opinion it is not a system seller. So if you think about getting a PlayStation 4, this would probably not the reason for you to get the PlayStation 4. It's more a nice to have game. Also, there will be a PC version and of course a PlayStation 4 version which will be available at launch. And it seems like, because there were some hints in the past, that PlayStation 4 players and PC players could play against or with each other. So this would be a really awesome feature, but it has still to be confirmed. I have to say it was a fun game and I will probably check it out when it will be released. Another booth I visited at Gamescom was a Thief booth and I have to say I'm skeptical. They showed a presentation about the game and the gameplay and there's stuff I like and stuff I don't like. For example, the art style. In my opinion it generates a good atmosphere for Thief. Also, if it looks like that the old mystical parts of Thief will be missing there. Graphics wise, it looks slightly better than a PlayStation 3 version, so it doesn't have the high graphic next-gen quality to it. But I don't care about it as long as the gameplay is good, and here is my main concern. I have to say I was never that big into the Thief games, because I never owned them by myself, but I had a friend who was a fan and when I visited him we played the game together sometimes. So I have some memories of the first Thief game and one memory is that this game was pretty difficult. Because the game was designed around the idea that if somebody saw you, you were pretty much dead, so you wanted to play the game and not get seen at all. The new Thief game will give you a lot of combat options, which is by itself pretty untypical for the Thief series, but in addition you get this optional focus sight, which is also a main feature in the game, and this allows you to slow down the time and to better aim, see further into the distance and stuff like this. You can see they put a lot of thought just into the combat system, but my question would be, did you also put as much thought into the stealth system? Did you improve it? Did you bring it to the next level? Also keep in mind that ghosting, not get seen at all, is the way a Thief game is meant to be played. Did you reward stealthing through the level as much as you do combat? Is combat more fun than stealthing through the level? Do you also have a lot of nice and interesting and also fun tools if you want to stealth through the levels as if you would go and fight through the levels? And this is another concern, that the possibility of ghosting through the levels is just there to satisfy old veteran Thief players, but not to encourage new players to do the same. And they can probably use the more fun combat stuff. The game is not out yet and my concerns don't have to be true, but the combat looks a little bit arcadey. But there's another thing I have to say I really liked, and this was a puzzle in the game. There was a treasure chest and to open it you had to solve a little puzzle. There were some discs and you had to move them in a specific order to open the chest. To solve this problem now you have the possibility to look through a little hole with your focus vision and look at the mechanic behind the puzzle. So you can think about it, understand it and figure out how to move this disc to open the treasure chest, which is in my opinion a very awesome idea. It's not a new idea, but you rarely see it in games and I have to say I really like this idea. And this is probably everything I have to say for today. Besides this, I visited a case modding booth and they had some really awesome case moddings there. I will probably link it down in the description. I also played some Wind Waker, the HD remake of the Zelda game, on Wii U, and I have to say it was a very nice game, fun playing it, but in my opinion it is not a system seller. If Nintendo wants to sell their system, then they need a new game, a new big game, not an HD remake. They need a new Zelda, a Metroid, new Marios, whatsoever. But they really need some killer apps to sell their console, and it's still the same problem. But it's a nice start. I have to say it was a really nice game, and that's now everything for today. So thank you for watching. If you liked my video, please press the like button. If you have anything to say, write it down in the comment section. And thank you, goodbye.